Check it out! My spider is still alive! Hi everybody, Beanmeister22 here. This is an update on our Singapore blue tarantula. If you remember, we got it in the mail, we did the original habitat transfer to its small little temporary habitat, then it was time to upgrade to a bigger habitat, but we never saw the spider. We saw some evidence that it was tunneling around and sort of in there, but we really couldn't tell if it was still alive. Which is also the case with our cobalt blue tarantula. Really not sure if that one's still alive. Either way, I took the smaller habitat, set it in the larger habitat we had ready for it, put some food in there for it, kept it moist with the humidity and temperature where it needs to be, and just hoped it was still alive and would come out of the smaller habitat on its own. Just the other day, I thought I saw it in the larger habitat. I wasn't sure. And then today, here it is. I actually see it. It is out of the smaller habitat. It is alive. And I was actually able to take that smaller habitat out of there, which really opens up this habitat for this spider. Now, the weird thing about this spider is it is an arboreal spider. Okay, semi-arboreal. Terrestrial means it hangs out in the ground and digs burrows. Arboreal means it lives in the trees. Semi-arboreal means it'll be in the trees or it can be on the ground. Everything I've read about this spider is that it prefers to be up in its habitat, up in a tree, up in the leaves, not on the ground or the bottom or the floor of its habitat. At least that's how it is in the wild. But so far it's been our experience. This thing has been digging and tunneling just like our terrestrial tarantulas. What does that mean? Well, possibly they misidentified this as a Singapore blue when it's actually some kind of terrestrial tarantula. Or maybe mine's just kind of weird and just does his own thing. This is another one of those tarantulas that is not for beginners. This is kind of a moderate to expert level spider. It is very defensive and it is very fast. And get this, if it lives long enough to reach full size, it's going to have a leg span of about 10 inches. Think the size of a dinner plate or a frisbee. So yes, it's good news, and hopefully now that he has more room in the habitat, we can feed him quicker, he will get bigger quicker, and we can put him into his larger habitat, which is going to be a 15-gallon tank. Why don't we put him into that 15-gallon tank now? Well, a small spider in a bigger tank is, number one, easy to lose. Number two, it's harder for him to hunt his food. You know, a whole lot of territory for him to have to cover to hunt down a couple of crickets, when in this smaller habitat, hey, the crickets are right there. All right, so have you ever heard of a Singapore blue tarantula? If not, look them up on the Google machine, on the interwebs, and you'll say, wow, that's a cool looking spider, as long as he stays in his habitat, which is what we fully intend him to do. Okay, so leave your comments in the comment section. As always, thanks for watching.
Beanmeister22, the most dangerous man on YouTube.